Hi, this is Emma Pass, and today I'm going to show you some really cool new updates in Google Docs. I tend to do most of my creating in Google Slides because of the versatility, but with these new updates, I've been returning more and more to Docs for assignments and meeting notes with my colleagues and stuff like that. So one of the first features I usually use, both in Docs and Slides, especially with assignments and students, are tables. I go to Insert, Table, and then create usually a two-column table with as many rows as I need for questions and answers. So I usually have questions over here and then answers students will write over here. One neat new feature is the ability to pin that top row to the top, so it can't be moved. And then just for ease, there's this little plus sign next to your row, which will automatically insert another row. Really easy to just start creating lots of comprehension questions and answers. We can also right-click into that, go to Table Properties, and then format the color. So the cell background color we can customize and just make it look a little bit more fun, like that. The next feature I'm going to show you is the Pageless feature. So up until this point, our Google Doc looks like a piece of printer paper, 8.5 by 11 or A4, and you're sort of restricted by that page-by-page setup. Of course, a lot of what we do online never gets printed anymore, so Google has given us the option to go to File, Page Setup, and toggle it in the top from Pages to Pageless. Now, my Google Doc is this one big kind of endless canvas. The reason I like that is because I felt kind of restricted by the page-by-page setup of Google Docs, and students would be like, oh, this is 4 pages long or whatever. I like to space things out quite a bit, so students can work on this up here, and then maybe I have another set of questions further down for them to scroll to, and it doesn't have to look so overwhelming, but also take up so many pages. The next feature I want to show you, oftentimes I would put these right in a table, but you can also do them just on the doc itself. The first is a to-do list or a checklist. If I go over to where my bullet points are up here in the top right-hand corner, use the drop-down arrow, I now have the checklist feature. So if we are having students do a piece of work or a project with multiple steps, we can create for them or have them create for themselves a to-do list that they can actually check off and cross off as they work, which is a very cool feature. Finally, the last update I want to share today is a drop-down menu. On our menu options in the top left, Insert, Drop-down is the second to last option in this first section. You see I've got templates that I can create here or a new drop-down menu. So if I click new drop-down, the first option is always what's going to show first. So instead of actually making an option, I have something like answer or answer here. And then if this is a multiple choice question, you might say something like the answer is simile or metaphor or personification. Can you tell I'm an English teacher? I can also color code these. So we've got red and green and blue. I'm going to save that. Let's say the question was right above it. And then students can drop down and select their answer right below. This is also really great for project-based learning and choice-based learning. So maybe you want to give your students the option to answer or show their understanding in a lot of different ways. So we could say, you want to draw, do you want to write, or do you want to go to Flipgrid and show your understanding? And they can drop down to indicate how they're going to do that. Of course, there's a lot more that you can do within Google Docs, but these are just some of the new updates this year. Have fun.
For more EdTech tips, tutorials, and lessons, you can visit my website, empoweredu.co, or find my teacher's paid teacher store, Empowered EDU. See you next time.